What's going
What's
on,
going
y'all?
on, Jay?
What's going on, brother? Good to meet y'all. Good to meet y'all.
Oh yeah,
Good
same
to
here.
have you. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
Very busy people. You're a very busy man, so we had to make some arrangements. And thank you for rearranging your schedule to join us tonight to tell your story. We really appreciate that,
Well, I
yeah.
appreciate
Maybe,
you.
maybe you can help somebody else, man. That's why we do this.
Yeah,
especially during the holidays. It's tough.
yeah,
alrighty.
Um,
So we gonna get right into it, man. Can you just tell the people where you from? His name is Jay, but can you just tell the people where you from?
yeah. Originally from Chicago. Born Chicago, raised in Atlanta, College Park area. Grew up down in the South. That's pretty much it. Go back and forth to Chicago since I was 5 years old. But I'm from the
Okay.
South. I'm College Park bred.
I think you the first Chicago person we'd have had on here,
yeah,
For
man.
like
real?
real,
Yeah,
yeah. Born and raised.
we born and raised from there, so yeah. So
Okay, okay. Yeah, I
all right,
still
so
sound
yeah.
like y'all from Chicago though. I don't have to. I'm all Southern
Definitely,
now.
definitely can't hide it. I mean,
I don't know what somebody talking about, not a bonnet on live, but we gonna get into it. I don't know what they talking about. But we about to get into it. So how many kids do you have?
Man, for me, six total between me and my wife. So I don't call them step. I got two step kids, but I don't call them step. They mine.
Okay, I hear that.
Yeah,
How many is being alienated?
four.
Well, is it the same baby mama, different baby mamas, or
No, same. I only got one baby mama. Four were.
okay?
were you guys married?
Nope, didn't get married.
So like a situationship, long term relationship. What would
Yeah,
you call it?
long term relationship off and on. A true essence baby mama and baby daddy relationship. You know how go for a long time. Got the first kid's the joyous one. Everybody's happy, gung ho. You try, you fail. Second one is kind of things you're going through. Then I had twins with her, so it was like a sporadic off and on for a long time, and it just never panned out.
So why did you guys split?
It wouldn't have been safe for the kids. I mean, me thinking about the kids, she wanted to just bring it along for just the purposes of having a male and a father and a mother figure in the house. I wasn't up to the point of the kids of witnessing the arguing, the fussing, the nonsense, the yelling. It's one thing, to love each other and love the kids, but it still can create dysfunctional kids by having that kind of thing to reflect on and grow up on. It just wasn't right. I'd rather raise them separately. We both have our time. We raise them as functional co-parents than to be in the same house and the whole house be dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm.
So you would say that your relationship with her was a toxic
Oh
relationship.
yeah, it was bad. Oh yeah, it was bad. We both
Okay.
Sagittarius, so we both fire signs. So yeah,
Mm,
if we didn't get along, we didn't get along.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I rather love show my kids love for a weekend versus them seeing fighting 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
all I wanted. I wanted
Yeah,
my
a lot of
child.
people try to do it for the kids, but again, like you said, if it's not a healthy environment, then you're not doing the right thing for the kids.
Right.
How old were they when you guys split?
My oldest just turned 18. This was about 9 years ago. So she's about nine. My middle child, Haley, was I forgot no name. But my middle child was 7 and the twins were about 4.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, they were pretty young.
So
How
Yeah,
how
definitely.
how long have you been alienated from them?
Maybe 7 years total, 8 years total actually. 7 years fully where I didn't go for seeing them for about 7 years total. We tried it maybe over the last year. And that's been a rocky road roller coaster in itself. Besides the courts, the many court battles, the trying to go to courts to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars trying to just be a father.
how would you say your relationship was with the kids before the split?
Oh, that was great. It was great. I always had them. I
So
I
you
had
you
them.
felt you was an active father, right? it was
Yeah.
solid. You that your kids loved you, everything was good until you broke up with their mom.
Oh yeah, it was always a threat of if you ain't gonna be here, I'm taking your kids type mess. Like it's not just
So
a
she
hearsay.
threatened you. She
Oh,
sent threats throughout the y'all
oh
relationship.
yeah, yeah. She wasn't. If I wasn't gonna be there, she wasn't. I wasn't gonna have and be able to be have my own time without her being around. And that's physical documentation. It ain't no just oh yeah, she told me something and I dreamed about it in my head. Nah, I got it. I got hundreds of emails, texts, because I keep everything.
All right, well, all right, okay. Well, let's get into it, man. Let's start from the top, man.
Question.
What happened? Oh, we gotta ask the question. My bad. It's Friday, man.
Boy,
So who's
who's
the
the
deadbeat?
deadbeat, man?
Who's the
You or her?
deadbeat? Man, and I can't even say she's a deadbeat or me a deadbeat. It's like it's and now it's her because it's to the point now you can have a great co-parenting relationship with step parents, with everybody getting along. So now she's the one that's being the deadbeat. Back then it was 50-50. It's like we just going at it because we got grown folks problems and the kids are suffering from it. So I say that's mutually being a deadbeat because we couldn't get past our grown folk problems.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. You're saying that in the past you would say that you engaged in deadbeat behavior as well as
Yeah,
she
but
did.
yeah, like with her, she can never tell. Like I always apologize for my behavior that had to do with me and her. Anything I did to harm her, I've been through my absolution and apologize for what I've done wrong between me and her. But when it came to the kids, I never did anything wrong with the kids. I wasn't abusive. I wasn't mean to the kids. I didn't keep them one way, this way or not. I didn't treat any one of them different. She might say it different when it comes to her, but well, no.
And see, that's the thing. When we're asking who's the deadbeat, how you treated her is irrelevant. Like that has nothing to
But
do with anything.
yeah,
And
but don't.
you don't
Facts.
ever have to defend the type of partner you were to her because we don't care about that. All we
Right.
care about is the type of father you were, and if you were a good father and an active father, why in any right mind would any woman want to keep you away from your kids? So
Facts. Facts.
Right.
that's what we care about. Just so you know, you don't even have to speak on the type of dude you was, because you could be a shitty boyfriend and a good father. That's just how we
Yeah.
see it. So, starting from when you split, take us there. Like, take us back to
Like,
how it all began and what that was like.
how old was y'all when y'all met?
Oh, so man, I had just left Savannah State. It was 2005. I think it was 2005. Left Savannah State came up here. Man, it was crazy. Is I met her through a friend that I met on a chat line. I know y'all remember them chat lines. You call them phone numbers and them chat lines, and you call in and you group. You get pinged in. You hear their voice.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I met a friend, and I end up talking to a friend on the phone, and she was on the phone, and we linked that way. So it was already a crazy meetup. But when we met, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I was 20, I was young. She wasn't ugly. We were sexually attracted to each other. I mean, we Sagittarius, so you know how that fire sign is. So that was already a mutual sexual attraction. I mean, 3 months into just us seeing her, she got pregnant with my first. I wasn't trying to have a baby. She comes from a quote unquote religious background, so her mother's a self-ordained minister. So there was no there was no abortions, no you not giving. Even she started in where if you don't want it, you could sign your rights over type. It was like me, I wasn't never that way because I had my pops, but my pops was in the street, so he would be a pops, but he wouldn't be a father, which is not a bad thing. He just knew the dope game, so it was different. So I wasn't gonna be that guy to say, "Oh, I wasn't gonna be a father." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Cool," so I
mhm.
figured it out, which was the wrong thing to do when you get older to try to make it work for situations that it was not there in the first place.
Yeah.
So
So
basically, y'all started off as a situationship,
yeah, yeah, definitely.
and then it carried into something.
Y'all just stayed together
Yeah,
and kept having more kids, which turned it into a
mm,
long term
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Okay.
And throughout,
So
we had a turmoil, and it was cool for the most parts and stuff. And I probably should have stopped early on if I could. And it's a lot of times, even after the first child, second child, I still went back and was like, I shouldn't have dipped back. Nope, should have been my problem. But then when I was actually trying to be done with the whole thing, it was forcefully like, you're not gonna be done. No, you can't have your time. Either it's gonna be this or it ain't gonna be nothing at all.
So what made you dip back?
I mean, sex was good. I mean, come on, now I'm a man.
Okay. You being
Yeah.
I'm glad you're being honest on here because a lot of people they fumble on that question.
Yeah.
Oh no, I ain't gonna fumble. I try to tell. Well, my wife has helped me understand. It feels a whole lot better telling the truth than
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
lead on. Yeah, so nah, sex was good. I mean, come on, we that was the thing. And plus, I knew I had to keep on coming back because she kept on hitting me with that. Oh, you ain't getting your kids crap. So I had to go down there for a day, be over there, and then get my kids. And then it was just like I was trying to hold on. I didn't want to. I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. I wanted my kids, and I tried to stop having the sexual relationship, but I couldn't because I was around, and I just didn't want to go through the process of going through court, trying to battle her, kissing, getting her beat to the punch. I just didn't feel like all that mess, man.
So
She was in control
yeah,
from the start.
from the
I
start.
mean, like most women, I know disrespect, but that's typically how it goes. Women know the tactics to use and sex is like on the top of the list. So if you have kids with somebody, typically they can use the kid as a pawn for you to deal with them or don't. And if you don't do what they say, then you under their control to do what they say in order to get what you want. So it's just like you said, like you mentioned earlier, it's a toxic situation. So, get us to when you
Just
decided you were done, like, cause our relationship at this
yes.
point is irrelevant.
So
Like, I
you
want to get to the
yeah,
the nitty gritty.
you had one kid, and then how many years after that you had the second one, the middle child?
Um, three ish, three
Okay.
maybe. Yeah, it's about a
And
3-4 year difference.
and then the twins. Okay, so you said y'all was together for how long?
Off and on for about 13 years.
13 years. Okay. So like my wife said, get us to that split. What happened? What made you say I'm done?
Well, so we were back and forth. Uh, she was messing around. I was messing around. We'll have time where I wanted to be there. She'll have a time where she wanted to be there, and I ain't want to be there. It was just too much back and forth. So we were starting to have arguments. It got to a point where when I went back, it would be where it would be that I don't want you to keep this. If I'm coming back, okay, I'd be like, I come back. I don't want to keep hearing from you that, oh, you've been messing with this B. Oh, that's where you and this B. Okay, cool. I get that. You got to go through your self-healing time. And I did that. I got to take responsibility. Cool. That's fine. But always going through it and bringing it up in front of the kids or right before your parents' house so you could start it. She's a female narcissist. So you start a situation with me. Even how my attitude is. You start it and then you think I'm supposed to be quiet, calm down, because you bring me into a situation with people. You already fired me up before we even got to a public place, before we got in front of the kids, before we got in front of your parents. So it got to a point we were arguing all the time, and it wasn't getting safe. It wasn't safe. She done bought her a pistol, and I pay attention to things just because I come around street environments. I pay attention to everything. You're not gonna set me up like this acrimony or something, and you trying to get me caught up where you shoot me and say it's self-inflicted violence because I was beating on you or something, which was a lie because it had no reports of no violence or anything like that. Nah, so
Right.
I had to get myself away from the situation. The last time we had a fight, we was rolling down 20, going east 90 miles an hour. I'm driving, and she swung on me in my face. I swear she hit like a dude. I was hit so hard, and we almost swerved into the guardrail. So at that point, we going at it in the car.
The
I'm
kids
driving with
wasn't in the
one.
car, was they?
No, they wasn't in the car. It wasn't. I'm taking her to
Thank
her
God.
doctor's visit. I'm taking her to her doctor's visit. So I'm doing something for her. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even living out there at the time. I had already left. I had already got my stuff out, but I went back out there to take her out there because she would hit me with the I need to get to the doctor type mess. I was like, okay, ain't nobody gonna take you because your parents ain't gonna help you out. I do it. So I go take her to the doctor. We got into it. Full out fight driving in the car. I'm trying to make sure we ain't swerving. Police ain't getting behind us or nothing like that. So after that, I said, you know what? Cool. I ain't doing with it. Me and my wife had been already friends for the longest. So when me and my baby mom were off and on, me and my wife were together
Um.
here and there. And then it got to a point where my wife was tired. She was like, "Go figure out what you wanted to do with your kids, mom." And you know what I'm saying? If I'm not available
So
when you
she
come
so
back,
she kicked your ass to the curb,
yeah,
basically.
some of my wife.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I mean, she got tired of the BS, man. What woman ain't gonna get tired?
I
You
hear
gonna be
that.
here, you not. You know what I'm
You got to
saying? If I'm
figure it
here,
out. So somebody keep asking, man, was it the reason you and Lee, did child support have anything to do with that?
nah. Child
No,
support.
because we're not there yet. See, that's the
Yeah, we
thing.
didn't even
You
got to
people
child
need
support
something.
yet.
This we're gonna get there. Like we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Cause I
Okay.
ain't gonna lie, man. A lot of people have been trying to get me to talk about this, and I ain't talked about it ever. I ain't got my side out. I was always the one that was like, I don't even feel like talking about it, putting her out there like that. She was the one that had to be dragging me through the mud, and I just got tired. You know, it's like I tried to come back around. Now you want to bring my name up, saying what you a victim of, and so no, that's not how I go. I'm not gonna be
Well,
quiet anymore.
This
which,
the thing. You don't have to defend yourself on this platform. Listen, it is what it is. You don't have to tell people why you want to tell your story. That's personal to you and what you've been through and what you and your wife and what these kids is going through and what's happening.
it's the
That's not
truth.
right. We doing this to raise awareness to help others.
And for
The
you to get your voice out. You right. You
You
haven't.
don't you are not on trial. This is not trial by judge or jury. We
Yeah,
want you to talk. So anybody that don't know why you did it, if they keep watching and listening, then they'll figure it out.
Cause
It's we don't have to
yeah,
explain
yeah,
it.
because
Explain that.
a lot of women they do these things behind closed door for the simple fact, man, like you and me, we don't talk about it. We
Exactly.
let them be catty and and bash our name through the streets. But now it's been a change, and I wish a lot of more men come out and speak on it.
Yes.
But we starting to speak up, so now people are starting to understand. Man, it ain't this whole deadbeat narrative. It ain't always what it seems.
nah,
And
you
not
know,
to mention, it's not even about you speaking on it as if she's relevant because she's not, but your kids are. So you
Exactly.
have a right to speak on anything that concerns anything with your children. They are not just her kids, they are yours too. So if you
Yeah.
want to speak on whatever and it's affecting them, you got that right. And so they like to make themselves irrelevant and make it seem like, oh, he's talking about me. It's about me. It's about me. No, you want it to be about you, but it's really about what you're doing and how you affecting these kids.
right?
Facts.
Period.
So now get us to you said your wife. She told you to go back where it
Yeah.
was
So
really your girlfriend at the time told you to go back
right.
and figure out what you want to do.
So I went back. I went back for about a period of about 9, 10 months. That's when all the arguing, everything was going on. It was building up to a head. So fast forward during that 9, 10 months. At the end of that 10 months, it came to where that argument happened. So that argument happened. I go stay down with my mom's crib for a couple days. Then I go meet up with my current wife now. I meet up with her. We go out and talk because by the end she's just my friend. You know what I'm saying? We're real good friends. That's my best friend to this day. So we would
Mhm.
talk. She would help me out because I wouldn't talk to nobody else. She would help me off cliffs, major cliffs from diving off of. So we went to go eat that day. I think it was a few days past Valentine's Day or something like that. And then I'm riding in the car with her, and then I get a call from my mama talking about your baby mama's on the phone just going off, call saying you this, that, say you ain't never seeing the kids again, talking about something. I'm like, what the hell? And so I go roll to my mama's house. We go ride to my mama's house. I get there. My mama come outside, got on speakerphone. She just going off talking about a post that my now wife made about some chocolate covered Oreos. That she posted on there. I can't even remember. I don't know if I think she got them for
So
me.
how did she even get on your wife?
Man, she was stalked.
Radar.
She stalked her. Oh, she stalked her page. Like she was swear. I mean, that's a whole nother ordeal. I got physical proof where she called her phone 174 times in one night. Swearing up and
What?
down. Yeah, she would stalk the hell out of her. Oh my, that's a whole nother. That's if you
So
got other
so let me
topics.
play devil's advocate for a brief second because this is the stuff that people are gonna say when they're viewing this. Quite naturally, if you were going in between two women, right? Which
Yeah.
they don't know what that was like for you and what was happening and how y'all did it. But clearly your kid's mother feels betrayed, slighted, like as if this your wife now, with your current girlfriend at the time, was the other woman, right?
Uh-huh.
So you will be the bad guy in this sense because it's two women going back and forth over you. But what's the reality? I mean, did you break it off with her before
Oh
you
yeah,
pursued
it
your wife? or
Yeah, so it was completely over with me and my wife. She made sure that I hadn't talked to her. Uh I had talked to her at all. Like when I say she cold turkey cut it off, she cut it off. So like we
okay.
didn't talk, email, nothing. Like
So
she
it wasn't
completely.
really like a cheating back and forth, you having two women situation, but that's how your kid's
No,
mother is
that
painting the
was early
picture.
So
on.
what about
Yeah,
the mother of your kids? You cut her off completely right before you start back with your wife, right?
yeah. No, what I'm
That,
telling you
that
about
was
that
a
last
trick
argument.
question,
That's
man. I
when
see you look over there at your wife, man. That was a
because
trick
she
question.
be making sure I be straight because I cuss like a sailor, so I be
But
having
nah, but
to.
nah. Okay, so I'm
I
glad
be
we
having
cleared
to.
that up because a lot of people would say that you was the bad guy and you cheated, like my wife
And
said.
they don't think she got, she's justified why she can behave this way, which we don't condone that, we don't agree. But
Yeah,
that's just the stupidity in our culture. People tend to
right.
think you can just crash out just because your
Yeah,
feelings hurt.
maybe
You can't do that.
you was a bad boyfriend, but that don't got nothing to
I
do
mean,
with you being
I
a
had my
father.
time. Like I said, I had my times. I never, like I told her, I apologize to her. She'll tell you for, she can't never deny the fact that I didn't take accountability for the things that I did. Most men don't take accountability. I'm not scared to say I'm sorry for what I did to her. You know what I'm saying? During our relationship. And I didn't look for an apology back from her either. It didn't matter to get an apology. As long as I got myself, I felt cool because I apologized. And we were supposed to go forward from there to raise kids as co-parents. You see what I'm saying? This was
Right.
after the fact. But it didn't end up like that. That day that she called my mama's house was the last day I saw my kids for a whole year.
So
She
get us to
told me.
that incident. Get us to that. Get us
So
back to that.
when I pulled up to the crib, she was on the phone cussing, yelling, calling my mama all types of names, me all types of names, saying the kids. You thought I was playing. Now you ain't gonna see your kids no more. She hung up the phone, so I call her mama phone. So I get on the mama phone. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with you? You know what's up going on? Her mama yelling, talking about, nah, you over there with that girl and all this. I said, me and your daughter ain't together no more. I said,
Exactly.
I've been moved out of that. Matter of fact, no, this is what I did. I said she kicked me out. So she's a narcissist so bad I had to allow her to think that she kicked me out in order for her to be done with me, to stop coming back. Because I didn't care if she's told everybody she kicked me out. She did. When you kicked me out, that was my out. That was my out. That last time I was like, okay, I'm not coming back no more. Because the next time I'm gonna be in jail. Somebody gonna be dead. We gonna be a statistic. Now you kick me out, cool. I go on that narrative. I've been running with that narrative for the last decade, and I got tired of running with that narrative because she posted on her little social media the other day that, yeah, I'm glad I walked out. No, you didn't walk out. I allowed you to think you ran it and you walked out because you a narcissist. Because if I told you I walked out, you gonna want me back so you could be the one to lead. Nah, that's
She
toxic.
still wanted you back, even though you
Man,
positioned it for you to get kicked out. She still wasn't happy with the fact that y'all were done, and that's the part that I don't understand.
man.
I mean, did she want you back? Did she make attempts to get
Still
you
do.
back with her? What was that
Still,
like?
still do. Still do. Like I said, she did. So
Wow.
after that blow up that day. So she blocked me that whole weekend. I tried to call her folks. Nobody would answer. So I was like, cool, okay. So now it's done. I can go ahead and start doing my things as a father has the rights to do. So come Monday, I go up to my kids' school. Me and my mama. Right up there, I go see my kids. I go eat lunch with them, see them and everything, because everything had went on the weekend. Everything was cool. So I leave the school. I get back to my mama crib about 45 minutes later. I get a call on my phone from the sheriff's department. They at the school. They at the school, like, where you are, Mr. Whatever my last name is. But they like, where you I'm not there, I'm not around. Where you have a TPO that has been brought up here that says you're not allowed to come to your kids' school because you threatened them, and you came up here threatening the school, and
Wow.
you threatened the mother that you was gonna kill her and all this. Yeah, I'm on the
Wow.
phone with the sheriff's department. So the TPO come, I'm heated. I can't call the kids because you got to go to the TPO
Yeah.
here first. Yeah, so
Right.
no, I'm not talking to the kids anything. I'm not talking to her. We got to wait for the court date. So we go along. Court date get here. We get in court. The county we was in. Oh, you can call it racist all you want. It is. They don't, to be in Georgia and to be in that county is like a double negative. We go
Mm.
in front of the judge. The judge puts a mutual TPO on both of us. So we had a mutual restraining order because the judge heard the facts about actually what went on and what was going on. So the judge didn't believe her, but didn't want to just put it on me because the facts was told, and the judge was like, it really don't make sense what she's saying. So they made it mutual where we had to stay away from each other and couldn't talk to each other for, I think it was 6 months. Was it 6 months or a year? It was 6 months.
Not
6 months.
considering the kids. And see, this is
Nope.
the problem
She
with
was one
protective
at it.
orders.
That's
If
crazy.
if nobody's posing a threat to the children, they just shouldn't be a part of the order.
But I don't even. If she sued you, why did he make it mutual? You didn't never ask for that. So I don't understand. If he didn't believe it, then the case should have been dismissed.
Because her argument was that I was abusive. I would have the police call on me because I was trying to beat her up and all this crap. And the judge asked her, "Where is your history?" So the police was called 6 7 times. Yeah, police was called. Okay, where is your police reports? Because it would be police records. No police records were
Facts.
at all. Period. I don't have a record. Nothing for anything. She couldn't produce it, but being the judge that he was and the type of judge he is, because he's known around Georgia. Oh my God, he's known everywhere. Um, he couldn't put it on just me or leave it alone because it would have been bad on him. And then he couldn't just throw it away because if something did happen after the fact, it would fall on him and be like, oh, he should have put on him. He should have saw what she was saying. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? It's like I couldn't blame him for doing it what he did.
Yeah,
He covered
but
his tracks.
they played with your kids though.
Yeah,
That
they
was
played.
6 months.
Oh, they played.
That,
Oh, that was the first time they played. They played multiple times with my kids in my pockets. They played multiple times. So after that, during the 6 months, then it gets even more retarded. So let's go down to 6 months. During those 6 months, one time my brother had came down and started staying with us for a few months and stuff. His he a Pisces, so he real emotional, so he flip floppy. You know what I'm saying? I guess he got mad or something. I don't know. I guess he got mad because how me and my wife's relationship was, or whatever it was. I couldn't tell you, but he goes and tells her something on the phone. I don't know exactly what it was, but FaceTimes and blows up her phone because they talking. So she takes the FaceTime call records to the sheriff's department down there and says, I'm harassing her on my brother's phone via FaceTime. They didn't care about no evidence. They didn't care to check to see if that was my number. They issue a warrant for me. So 30 days later, I'm in the car with my wife, my boys, my stepkids, but my boys, we riding down coming from my mama house. I get a police car following me down the road. So I get pulled over. I get up, get the police come to the car, ask for my license and everything, and I'm thinking I'm cool because I don't have no issues. I thought my license was straight. They asked me to get me out of the car, put me in handcuffs, and told me I got a warrant for felony stalking. Felony stalking. So they put me in handcuffs, take me down to that county. I stayed in that county for a week. After I was in that county for the week, they took me back down to the county that it was in for a whole nother week. I'm in that jail for 2 weeks, sitting 2 weeks. The only reason I'm able to get out is because she has a record that's in that county for her coming up there making false complaints about me that I didn't know about. Like she's kind of blackballed from making any kind of report. So if she needed a report, she wouldn't be able to make it because she's physically not able to do. The DA don't like her. Nothing. I'm cool with the DA down there, female DA. Man, she homies with my wife now because of all this situation. No, they ain't, they ain't homies, but they talk. You know what I'm saying? They talk
She
when they go
like,
to the
nah, don't
gym.
put that on me. Don't put that on me. But wait,
But
before you
no,
continue, let me just say this. For anybody that's viewing, we are, allowing this man to tell his story. It's not that we're not keeping it real with him. We're listening to the story. We're not here to lecture
judge.
him and judge him and tell him what he didn't do right. That's not what this is. This is a platform for him to tell his story. So you can't say we're not keeping nothing real with him. His life and his story is what it was.
And
We
you got
cannot go back in time to say, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do. That's not what this is
and if you
about.
listening, you better not. You better just
No,
listen for
we
what
already
he did.
interviewed him, so that ain't even.
man,
That's
I'm saying
yeah.
if
yes,
you
because
listening, you better do what he didn't do. If he's
man,
telling
look,
you, he's
because
giving
I
you the
ain't got to the
blueprint of what
part.
not to
All
do.
this about you having kids and them not being legitimized and all that. That was your
Yeah,
grown ass choice. You already made it clear y'all was together. The sex was good. So right there, that's not a foundation. So
and
why
but
would
I
we
ain't,
even
I didn't
go?
know. You know,
Right, but why would we go
Right.
deep into
I didn't know
what
I
you
needed
should have
paperwork.
did
I didn't know
if
I
you
needed
didn't know
paperwork
nothing
to say I
about? We're
was the
not gonna
father.
do that.
A lot of men
Mm,
don't know, and
We
that
I
not
didn't know.
gonna do that. It's nothing to keep it real about. This man's story is his story, and that's that. So to get back on track, from what we got, the is she was playing a lot of false allegations and false
Yeah.
accusation games, which landed you in legal trouble. Like from order of protections to police being involved to you being thrown in jail. People asked about child support. Get us that. I know if she did all this, she put you on child support, right?
Man, we didn't get the child support yet. So child support came a year after. So I had already hired a lawyer. So the week after, when I went up to the kids' school, my grandmother loaned me some bread because at the time we didn't have our own business. My grandmother passed, bless her heart. She's gone now. She didn't get to see the kids. That was one of her things. Whew.
Mm.
Yeah, that was one of her things, boy. That my grandmother was like, I remember she got on the phone with my baby mama before she died and said, all I want to do is see the kids before.
Uh, Take your time. Take your time. Cause I know that's gotta be tough. And
Yeah.
this is why we do what we do. Cause these people don't understand. It ain't just about you taking your emotions and you ruining everybody and everything around you. That so take your time, brother, cause
My
Yeah.
grandmama sat.
it's always a trigger for us.
My grandmama sat on that couch and said, I just want to see the kids before I die.
Mm.
And
Mm. Mm.
so is she gonna lie and say, well, I don't live there no more. I don't live there. And you live 30 minutes away. I know you do. Like my lawyer know you do. My private investigator know you do, but you sitting there lying and saying just to be lying for like you could have just let them see her before she died. She didn't get to see her great grandkids before she passed away. And that sits on me for the rest of my life.
But that ain't
Man.
on you.
Nah.
Yeah.
You gotta understand that you made some bad choices to be with somebody and had children with them that you shouldn't have, and we all have to accept that. But what action she's done and what she didn't do, that's not on you.
She's gonna have to pay for that one day.
So
They
so
all
I
do.
so with my lawyer, I had my lawyer at the time. So I had paid lawyer fees. Legal fees end up all run. I paid $27,000 to date for legal fees. That's why I'm not. We'll get there. So I had the lawyer. The lawyer had a private investigator was trying to find out where she stayed. couldn't get couldn't get a hold of her to get her served so I can get her in court. My whole thing is I put myself I got my lawyer to drive the parental what you call it for my time. I got my lawyer to draw out my child support sheet, not her. I had my lawyer draw it up. I wanted everything in paper, so I had my rights from the judge that said I had my time. This is what I had to pay. This is what I needed to do because I wasn't trying to duck it. I just didn't want her involved. This whole time, I didn't want her involved. So it took a year to get her served. We get her served.
And
Oh,
why
we get
is
her
that?
served.
Because you didn't know
She
where she
ducked and
lived?
hid.
Oh,
Yeah, no. I knew where she lived. She just never would either answer the door or get caught outside to get served. The private
okay.
investigator tried 9 times to get her served, couldn't get her served. Um, yeah, sheriff's office tried to serve, couldn't get served. It was a hard time. So eventually we get her served, we get a court date. She keeps pushing the court date for medical reasons. And then it got to it wasn't no medical reasons. Boy, I got all the documents. Yeah, she came. She had to come the day she had to come to court. We had to come to court. The judge wasn't putting up with it no more. She comes to court walking in with an IV. With an IV. I ain't never seen this a day in my life. Walked in with an IV, I guess to get sympathy for the judge. So we get in the court. Man, it
I'm
was
sorry, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. You said this woman
oh yeah,
walked
we
in with
got a
an
served.
IV, man. Now that's crazy.
We got her served on her birthday because I guess yeah, a dozen roses. We had to manipulate how the servings go. So it was on her birthday. So we were like, just send a dozen roses down there. You know what I'm saying? Get the private server. So I get in the car. I guess
Go
she thinks
ahead.
somebody.
Hey, that's a good idea. Y'all listening? Y'all see how to get them
Man,
served.
man, you gotta play, boy, because that oh my, it was hard.
That
So
is
when we got
hard.
in court, the first time we get in court, she gets in court. The judge and the lawyers are going at it because the judge didn't like her lawyer because he cutthroat and he do a lot of shady stuff. My lawyer was a female lawyer and she wasn't as assertive as she needed to be, so she wasn't over talking. So she's trying to tell the judge something. It was one big crap show the first day. So everybody was confused. So it was like, okay, let's go ahead and do this temporary order. Go ahead and say you pay X amount of dollars for child support. Cool. They like, is that okay? I'm like, cool, because there's so much going on. I got real bad anxiety and ADHD, real bad anxiety that happened from everything that went on. So I was like, cool. So we'll pay that amount. I get my time. We'll do, and then she yell. Her lawyer yells out, "Oh, they do drugs and sell drugs." And I'm like, what?
What?
And the grandmama does drugs, and my mama does drugs. So yeah, this is what the lawyer yells
Your
out.
grandma good.
Yeah, yeah, and my grandmama, because my grandmama hadn't passed just yet. You know what I'm saying? so
Wow.
so the judge orders parental time with somebody there. It had to be facilitated,
Supervised
Supervised
visits.
visitation.
supervised visitation from a facility out there where she stayed. So
Wow.
yeah, an hour from me. So I got to drive an hour to come see him. Oh, it gets juicier. So when the facility comes into play, I'm like, okay, cool. This is what I got to do. I'm like, man, I ain't finna keep fighting. I'm finna go ahead and do this mess. So we get the first visitation set up. She brings them. She brings them. She don't need to be there. You know, her mama should have brought them or something like that. She brings them. She done made the kids learn how to cry on cue. Kids would not get out the car. I ain't even go out there with her. I didn't have to go out there with them or nothing. I'm on the
So how
inside
long
going
has
through the
it
back.
been
Since you saying
since you've seen them at this point?
At that point, it'd been about a year and a half. It'd been
yeah.
about because the whole point of me getting my parental time is because I didn't want to get to a point where they got alienated enough at enough time that I don't have my influence from my side of the family. Because my side of the family, I ain't gonna lie, we're a little bit better off. We got a little bit better education. We got a little bit better everything. You know what I'm saying? We'll give them a diverse view of life and not one
It
singular
is.
point
It
on
is
life.
what it is, man. It is
You know
what
what
it
I'm saying?
is.
And and my whole thing was I just wanted my time. I didn't want to
Yeah.
deal with you and have to deal with you with the kids. Just say I get to pick them up. I get to come get them. I can get them X amount of days. I had a regular drawn out running the meal parenting plan. Still got it on my email when I sent it. We didn't even have to go to court. But when we went to court that one time, our lawyers said to her and said to us, y'all try to figure something out. So I sent her an email and gave her the regular parenting plan. You can go Google on Google of basic time, basic days, basic X amount of time. She says, she said, no, this ain't right. I ain't giving you every other holiday. No, I ain't giving you every other weekend. No, I ain't
Oh
giving
my
you.
God.
I said, bro, I said we could just knock this out and get this signed off. I just don't need to deal with you. I just don't want to have to deal with you. We could do it where you don't even have to drop off. It could be a middle person to drop the kids off. And that's why she made alienated with time. So we
So
get to the
what were some of the
visitation.
things she was doing to your kids at this time?
Well, see, I don't know what they were doing behind closed doors. I just know that she would tell the kids that I was stalking her, making like I'm coming out there outside the house, trying to hurt her and all this other stuff, that I'm driving cars down there. Like the days that I found out you was telling them this, I got proof to where I was.
The
I'm not
reason
coming
I
down
asked
there.
because you had said that she made the kids cry on the drop of a dime. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, I don't know. It was wild because when they came up there the first time, they did it. So I was like, okay, well, I chalk it up to it's been a lot going on. They might not have seen me or my mama in a long time. No, we get to the second time. This time, I get it where the judge says they mama can't bring them, so their grandparent had to bring them and bring them up there. So I was like, okay, cool. So they get up there the second time, do the same thing. It's even worse this time. Won't even get out the car. I was
Oh
like,
my
cool.
God.
Wait, wasted time. And look, I'm paying for every time I got to go down there. I got to pay for the visitation.
It's crazy.
I got to pay for it. So that's the second time. We get to the third time, same thing. Fourth time, same thing. And the people at the visitation place said, look, I can't keep doing this because obviously it's something that's going on behind the scenes with her that's having them do this because every time they come, it's always some kind of wild drama. Don't want to get out of the car, cry. You could tell how they were looking like it was just fake. You know what I'm saying? It was just a whole fake situation that was made up. Even the people at the place wrote up a document to give to the judge to show that this wasn't regular. Like obviously something was going on. Didn't want to do nothing about it. Didn't want to do nothing about it. So after that
Wow.
point is when we kept just going back to court. multiple times trying to get this thing hammered out that would never get hammered out. It took from that 1.5 year, it took almost whew, I think the last court date we went at the 6 year mark. By that time, it got to be where the kids were coming of age. Well, my oldest was already of age. It was coming. My second was coming of age to be where they can choose where they want to go and spend time. Then the last ones were coming where it was time to go where they could choose to go spend time. When it got to be that, and you telling me I got to pay you another 7 bands, I got to pay you another eight, I got to go through this mess, I got to fight in this court, I got to go through these people, I got to deal with these white folks in my business, I got to deal with this. It got to a point where if I didn't have my wife on my side, I would have been one of them statistics. I would have been one of them ones that would have went and got to see their kids by any means necessary. I would have did what I needed to do because I would have snapped. I was depressed. I was crazy, and it just got to a point where I got tired. I got tired. I wanted
So
to keep paying no more.
after the whole gameplay with the supervised visits, did you ever get any
Yeah.
visitation in for that number of years, or you just
Nope.
that was when you just said
No.
No.
They so the
No. I
courts,
didn't.
you
I
mean
kept
to tell me
trying.
the courts never granted
they
you your
they
time?
didn't
Nope.
step in
Nope.
at all?
Nope. 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 Never
We
stepped
know
in.
that Georgia is supposed to be like a woman's state. This is a
Yeah.
story that is actually concrete enough for us to really, really, truly believe that. Because
And this was
why wouldn't they
Give you your time.
intervene?
You your
Like,
you they the kid's father. That's without a doubt.
Yeah, and this was on my second lawyer. The first lawyer didn't want to keep going. She didn't want to keep battling the case because she got tired of fighting that county because they were so racist. She said, I ain't gonna keep coming down here. I had to get another lawyer, pay another retainer, and start that clock up with him.
wow. So this is how it went on for 6 years. So in the midst of all this time, what are the other things you're doing to try to do anything, or did you just cold turkey stop completely? Like it is what it is.
Well, I couldn't contact her. So I didn't have no so she didn't have she completely cut off her social media. She wasn't on social media. So she got ghosts. The kids didn't have phones. As far as I knew they didn't have phones. I couldn't reach out to no side of her
You
family.
didn't have no access to their schools
Nope.
or nothing.
I
Like,
couldn't go up to the school because at this point in time, she built it where I'm crazy. So if I come up to the school, I don't have access to go to the school, walk in there and be like, I'm just the daddy and I can come see them. She had made it where if they see me, they cry.
wow.
So let
And
me
so
ask you
it was a
this. So
situation.
so how did let me ask you this. So I know you said it was a tough time for you, but I want you to like, how did that like make you feel? Like, what was you actually going through at the time? Like,
I was drinking.
just
I was drinking. I used to drink a lot. I used to drink a liter of honey jack a day. I used to drink. I turned colors. I was dark skinned. If she was there to show y'all pictures of what I looked like, I was dark. Like I'm light brown now. I was dark, dark.
and what
It was
was some of
bad.
those effects that you? I
Um,
mean,
anger, depression, kidney problems. My kidney levels were some of the worst kidney levels you could have seen on readings. I got that paperwork. Like I kept everything for my kids just in case when they get grown, if they got questions, hit me up. We can sit down and talk when you get mature enough. If you want to see, we could talk about everything that happened. So I kept everything. But yeah, it was
so
depression.
what about your relationship with your wife and then your other kids?
Oh, they're great, man. They're my backbones. I mean,
No,
they can
I'm
see
talking
me.
about for the fact during that time of seeing you like that.
That's
Like,
why I said they my backbone because they made sure if I started crying, wipe my tears, make sure they showed me love. And my wife, she battles. She the strongest black woman I'd have ever been around in my life. Anybody, and she went through a lot to hold me up. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
gotta. I give her all the praise
This
because
is
she
like
she held me up.
this is like the purest like form of parental alienation. Like
yeah.
most of the time, we do this a lot. We talk to so many people, right? Since we've been on this mission and this purpose. And I've never heard a story where it was
So
clear
yeah.
and concise like this, where she could get the kids to cry on cue.
Man,
And
look, it
it's
gets
to the
deeper
point
than
that you
that.
didn't see them for years.
It gets deeper than that. Like I ain't even gave you the cliff notes. Like, and I got physical proof. Like it's not like I'm just saying something because I'm bitter baby daddy or I'm mad or something. No, I have proof, literal physical proof that can be read from the start of when it started. More than a decade ago, I got matter of fact when acrimony dropped, I thought Tyler Perry had stole some of my movie. He stole some of my life. I promise you, I
Damn.
thought he stole some of it. I was like,
Dang.
he made some of it into a movie. She'll tell you, we went to go see it at the movies. I was like, man, why this seem like part of my life? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write a book one day. One day I'm
The
gonna
the
write a book
only
about
thing that
everything.
was great about acrimony was that they didn't have no kids.
Right,
That was the
exactly.
only upside right there.
So get us back to that point. You said you went to court. They never granted you your time.
Mm. It got to a point where, I mean, I got tired. It was
You
draining.
basically gave up. Like
Yeah, you know, basically,
that's what it sounds
what I
like to
did
me.
was I said, I'm tired. I said, I ain't finna keep doing this. I ain't finna keep going at your lawyer. So I basically told, so what I did was I signed off. Well, I ain't even sign off because they illegally obtained my signature. That's a whole nother other story and a whole nother story about child support that awareness has to be brought because they did illegally obtain my signature on documents that not even supposed to be there. So we don't even go. They just leave us alone because they know if we want to crack that case open, we can. We just give them bread because that's what they it's for the kids. Okay, we give them the bread. Y'all come mess with us. We want to. We'll get your court case dropped because you illegally got my signature without my actually giving you my signature.
Mm.
But that's a whole another other story for it to cause. But when the day I remember the day we went back to court for the last time, they was like, either you sign and say she had full custody of the kids. I gotta call her to ask if the kids can come somewhere with me. I gotta make sure it's okay. Yeah, I got the paperwork. Yes, I do. Yeah, it gotta be okay. At this point, I'm tired of court. I'm tired of dealing with it. I'm tired of paying this sorry lawyer. I got 4 bands because he know what he was doing. And I don't even care if he ever see this. He ain't know what he was doing because I tell him himself. So I signed the paperwork and I was like, dotted line, there you go. You know what I'm saying? When they get old enough, because it got to the point where they was all over 13. They was 12, 13 over the legal limit. So when they wanted to reach out, if they ever reach out, they can reach out and holler at me. I just didn't want nothing to do with her. They even know that now. My oldest even know that. I don't want nothing to do with your mama. If you want to talk to me, cool, we can, whatever you need. I even tried to take my oldest daughter for her 18th birthday to go to go to one of the most expensive steak places in the city just to have a father and daughter conversation because we never had it. And she's 18, getting ready to go to college. He said, "No, I don't want that. Just give me some money to put on the cop. I don't feel like it."
What?
Yeah, oh yeah, I got a bag. It's
Severe
horrible.
cases.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
this
horrible.
is a severe case of. So,
It's
what was
horrible.
some of the things she was doing to harass your wife? Because I know if you
Ooh,
was going through it, I know she was going through it.
man. Oh, still going through. She's still going through it. She still got things to say about my wife on there.
It'll
'Cause,
never
ooh,
stop. It will
no,
never
no,
stop.
it ain't gonna stop on her end, but she gonna have to stop.
That's what
This
I'm
get to the
saying.
point.
I'm saying the
Like,
bitterness is too severe. It's too like you talking over a decade. Like your
Yeah.
kids have suffered behind this woman's actions for many, many years. Why would she stop today? This is what it's going to be.
and it was never like a back and forth retaliation type where my BM do something, my wife put something up or say something. Nothing. On social media or something. You know how you get that back.
Y'all
It's
just doing
never
y'all.
been like
Living
that.
y'all
Yeah.
lives.
And we
And
did
she's
that for so long.
stalking.
We did that for so long. We did that for so long. And you said what? And then then it's like it's just man, it's because it's crazy because I think of so much stuff like y'all getting cliff notes. I can't even give you the whole story because we'll take up like 4 hours.
We know.
So let me ask you this. So
And then
I'm
and then
quite
she
sure
found
you was
she
cool. You was cool with some of her family members at one
no,
point, right?
her brother I was, but he owed me some bread and never wanted to give it because we fell out. So I don't like I said, I'm from Chicago and the background I
Yeah.
come from, like it's not no I ain't fake.
So so
Right.
they supported her doing all of this.
Yeah, they thought that's but the thing is okay, I can't say that I know for a fact that they supported everything she did because I don't know what she was telling them exactly because I never talked to them. So I can't say oh they heard all what she was doing and they still supported her. So I don't want to say that. You know what I'm saying? But they never talked to me. What I would hear because I'm cool with one of her family members. Me and my wife are real cool. One of her family members would tell that she would tell them that I was just beating her up and doing this, and then we sending people to the house, and then we sending people to call. When we like we don't even we got to the point we didn't care no more. And then you saying we still stalking you, like it was crazy. It was a crazy situation. And then she found out we was poly. When she found out we was poly, oh man, that went to hell. Yeah, because we took her.
Why? Cause she couldn't be a part of it.
Probably so. I don't know. She probably was mad because we took her cousin up through there, but that's a whole nother story. Uh,
Hey, cause I was gonna ask.
Had to.
I mean, you had to. I
I
mean,
was gonna ask why.
Damn.
I was gonna ask why do you think
Yeah,
she's this bitter? Like,
that's a good question.
like, okay, y'all had a toxic past, and if
yeah.
you one day you wake up, you like, I don't like this motherfucker. Like, I don't want to be with him. This ain't working out. No matter how many kids you got, you move on. Did she ever get another man? Like,
Well,
you did.
she. Oh, yeah. So the dude. She got two more kids. I'll put it like that. She got two more kids now, but the dude that she with is the dude she was going to fly and mess around with in New York while she was with me. So like it's like I told you, it's a whole
So
nother.
So
We can
why
branch
why?
off.
how is he allowing her to do all of
Right.
this?
Why
I
Like,
mean,
are
because
you and
because
you and
the,
your
the
wife
thing about it
together?
was I'm not a controllable man. And I'm sorry, you can't tell me what to do. I'm not. You not gonna hold my strings and pull puppets. I'm sorry, but he ain't got no backbone. He's more so. She runs that show over there. That's
Mm.
what it is.
No,
That's how he was,
say
and that's
less.
how I told her that many years ago. Like I was like, yeah, I'm not that guy. So even when we argued about it when I was together, like I'm never gonna be that guy. You got never gonna control me. You used to try to control my friends. You try to control when I can go down to my side of town to see my mama. You control the phone. You would cut it off when man, because I had a whole time where I wasn't working and stuff like that, and she had the phone in her name. She would control the phone. Like you ain't talking on the phone this day because you've been calling your friends from that side of town because they know such and
You
such.
got to
I-
be.
I'm not playing. I'm telling you, and it's all proof. I don't have hearsay. It's proof.
So
why did you get married to her? Like, I
Man, look, she
understand you.
she she fumbled that bag herself because I had a ring for her because I was gonna propose to her, but it kept being too much. I was not gonna say I do to that type of toxic situation. I wasn't gonna put
right.
myself in that because it's harder to get away from it when you married. Yeah,
That's
nah, I wouldn't
true.
do it.
That's true. Kids or marriage, either way, it's like a life.
Yeah.
It's just turmoil. But
Yeah,
I
but when she
guess we
got
trying to figure out like, cause you made your
well,
choice when we spoke to and found out about the story in terms of speak to your wife. She was giving us information that you just didn't fight, right? Because but you breaking it down now. Why? And this is what we tell people because we just talk about how bitter baby mamas create deadbeat dads. They don't think it's a thing, but in a situation where you try everything and you try to keep going and you hitting a brick wall and it's nothing like it, what are people gonna say that you became a deadbeat, you decided to give up on your kids. But if you're in a position where the courts won't even help, what are you supposed to do?
they
It's
want you to
almost like
because they
you were
want you to keep
stopped.
trying. They want you to keep trying until you crash out.
Put the money in their pocket.
That's what they want, or either
Yeah.
you put the money in
Yeah,
their pocket or
bankrupt
whatever it
you.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Yeah, and
want.
then you going through stuff mentally,
mentally. Yeah,
and your family saying you struggled, and eventually if you keep fighting and doing this, they're gonna start feeling the wrath for that. So you have to make a decision.
Yeah,
I just hope your kids one day understand
yeah.
I hope
why
so
you
too.
had to make that decision.
I hope so
Because
too.
the focus shouldn't be on your wife. Like she's just someone who fell in love with you and y'all chose to be together. I think that it's just too much of her alienating them to hate you guys when it should be a plus. Like we
So
know
Yeah.
it should be a addition.
so it was
Oh, it
never
was
no
in a great
time.
place.
It was never no time in
Yeah,
between.
everything she bought for my kid, my wife bought for my kid, she tore up or it didn't make it down there.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, they could have
So
had
it
a
was never
great.
no. It was never no time in between this whole time frame that you ran into your kids or anything like that.
Man, I just happened to see my oldest daughter. No, that's a matter of fact, it went from my second daughter. Her prom. I paid for her eighth grade prom Was it this year? Earlier this year, when I was able, because she been, come to find out, she had been the one that's more so like me. So she was the one that kind of favored me the most, and like that, I ended up finding that out. Because really, behind the scenes, we've been gunning trying to figure out how to get in touch with her, because my wife just had the feeling with like that's the one. It's always one that's gonna be gung ho daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up finding out she was the one the whole time that's been behind the scene. Now I wonder why she ain't never had social media. She didn't allow her to have a phone, because I always would try to get her phone number. She would only give me my oldest, give my mother my oldest. Wouldn't even give me my oldest phone number. So my oldest getting ready when she turned 18 now. It got ready to be senior year. So I guess senior dues, all this started coming around. But my other child ended up having an eighth grade prom. I paid for the whole prom. I just went ahead and did over $1,000 worth of stuff. And it's not like I'm not putting a monetary value on it. It's like it can't be put that I don't want to do nothing for them when I just went down there and I paid for everything for prom, from everything, and I got receipts, pictures, and everything to show, and didn't care about taking that receipt down to child support to put on the show. I gifted them anything because it wasn't about that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do nothing for the kids. Like the last post she made about 4 days ago, y'all ain't never did nothing for me or any of my kids down here.
Damn, she still posting?
Yeah, the other day. Oh yeah, my wife said, yeah, she said she told y'all about it. Remember when I
I got
yeah.
it.
She
A
probably
Uh
lot
told
of
my
times,
wife,
yeah,
man.
like when
This, come on,
it's
man.
how this how we run the platform. You know, when we get in contact with a couple, like a married couple, and we can really relate. And she's telling me what's going on with the baby mother, and I know that it's her on that end catching it, and because that's what we do. Like we know how to chop them down, right? A man ain't finna do all that back and forth, or even just putting them in their place. Just put it that way. And so, your wife did tell me about the post. I actually seen it, and it's ridiculous. Like your daughter is graduating, she's got accepted to college. That's a great thing. You should be able to celebrate that as well. Y'all should be able to post that and say congratulations and be proud of her and all that too. So for her to feel like it's just her kids, and they always say my, they always
yeah,
put this capital MY on these children, but the reality is they're not just your kids. They're
right.
not just your kids. So the way she, was upset that you guys wanted to, embark on this journey with her to know, hey, we sticking with you, we support you, we proud of you, good job that you going to college, you got accepted to a great college. For her to do that, that's just pure ignorance, and everybody should be able to see it. But see, when you paint a
Hate is
narrative
real.
that the
Right.
father is this and he a bad guy and he don't let do this and he left us and these kids for this woman and he's taking care of some kids that ain't his and he don't care about y'all and all this bull crap. Like you said, you still showing up for your kids in the best way that you know how. You gotta do private investigation work, and
Cause deadbeats don't do that.
right,
Deadbeats will
Uh,
just
right.
be
You
gone
proving
and nothing.
you
You
proving that you not a
man,
deadbeat. This is why
deadbeat,
y'all still on
dead,
the defense,
deadbeats get the greatest baby mamas, man. It's crazy. They
don't
get
they?
man, cause my wife and her dead boy, him, dude, that's her story. Yeah, he just on a whole nother, and I still be trying to get him to come be a daddy. And I got, it's crazy. I'd be like, bro, I remember one time I told him, I was like, boy, I was like, man, you lucky you got a baby mama like you do. I said, boy, you deserve mine. You deserve mine.
Yes, those be the ones. You're right.
but the
Yeah.
They give grace to the deadbeats and they force them and they beg them and they here go your baby and please, please, please. But a man that want to do the right thing, they're gonna make it hard for you every which way that they can,
yeah,
because it's not about the kids.
I'm finna switch
It's not
gears
about the kids.
switch
It's
gears
about you.
a little bit. Like I was like in a similar situation where I had a kid too that was, me. God, he was stuck on
Out of
dead.
two kids.
Mm,
Too dead, dead, dead. And he caught a lot of abuse in that household.
wow.
So I don't know if you made it to that point yet or if you of your daughters having that conversation. I just hope, because you gotta understand, a person that alienate kids, they are abusive. That's abuse. And when they can't control a kid, then typically they start physically abusing
They
them,
become a target.
not just
They
mentally.
become a target.
Yeah. So I just hope that's not the case for you, because it's one thing that you have to go through it, but your kids living in that household, I'm quite sure somebody probably suffered some abuse. I just hope that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I hope
So
not either. I don't know yet. You know, if it one day comes out, but I don't know honestly. I couldn't even tell you. She even when I talked to her because I haven't talked to her in a few weeks. Um, that was a whole other situation. Because yeah,
what
that's
happened? Let's talk about it.
so when I hit her up, well, actually, my wife hit up for me, and I was trying to get her to go out. You know, I've been trying to go out with my kids to have my time. My time. This is what I've been preaching. What we've been preaching for the longest is my time. Go out. Let me take you out, daddy, daughter. You know, go kick it. I take you wherever you want to go. Let's go hang. And she put on like, yeah, I'm gonna ask my mama this, I'm gonna do this, but she really wasn't. I don't know if it's because she was scared to ask her mama or she knew her mama wasn't gonna let her go. But it got to the point was like, well, I don't know if we're gonna go out. Can you just send me some money? And I was like, look, I'll send you this on Cash App, and then I give you the rest when I meet up with you and we go out to eat. So she got mad because I wouldn't send her the rest of the money and was like, well, I don't. You probably ain't gonna see me anyway. So I just talk to you whenever. So I hadn't talked to her since then. So you know, communication still. She still got my number. So if she hit me, it's cool. I wished her a happy Thanksgiving. So if she hit me back or reply to it, I'll talk to her.
And
But
this is the one that you say is like you, the
yeah,
one that
uh huh.
it's definitely some a fear factor there. Anytime any kid has to say, "Well, my mama," or "I gotta ask my mom," this is they have been
Yeah, that's tough.
trained to go against you, and this is what we know. We see it all the time, but this is a severe case because you had to go through everything, and it's still to a point that you still fighting to this day. Even though everybody don't see it, they don't understand it, they don't even have a clue of what that's like. But this is still you steady trying to chase your kids.
Have any of your family members been able to see your kids?
My mama, my mama said, she's my yeah, that's it. My mother is the only one that's been able to see. She took him down there the other day. But my mom, I don't put any force on my mama to choose a side between the kids or something. I'd be like, just let me know they going down there because she be trying to put phantom warrants on me, my baby mama. And I don't want to just pop up at my mama house and she down there and then it become a situation where she's setting me up or something like that. And I just get arrested out of nowhere for something I ain't know about. So
So,
I be
so, so
yeah,
what's
And
that
at
like?
this
What's
point,
that like though? Because
man,
if she
it's looking
see
over your shoulder.
if your kids is seeing your mom and but they can't see you, ain't that's like somewhat kind of confusing to
Oh
them?
no,
Like,
no,
why is
no.
my
Now,
kid?
now it's a choice now. Like I said, they got to the age where now you get conditioned so much. It's just like the military. You condition somebody's brain to think a certain way. Once you break it down emotionally enough, you can tell them and make them think what they want to. So now it's like, oh, he is this. So no, I don't want him down there. He don't have to come. But if he say he gonna get some money, I'll fake it where he can send some money type crap. You know what I'm
how could that
saying?
give her joy? This is
Yeah.
sickening to me.
Because
It's
it
sickening.
gives her joy because it's me. It's me. I
No,
always told her, I
I
remember at the
understand
beginning.
the obsession. I'm speaking from a mother's perspective.
Yeah.
Like as a mother, being a mother to children that I would never want to rob them of anybody that loves them, brother. However they feel about me, we just don't understand it. Like it's clearly a mental illness. This stuff is not normal. A mother could not love her kids and try to strip them of love from their father. That makes absolutely no sense.
So
Yeah. Because I was
so
like,
how
I ain't know if I ever did anything so wrong. She hate me that bad. I was like, why? It don't,
how,
nobody can figure
how
it out.
how old was your twins when you left?
Uh,
4, you said.
yeah, five. I think they would have just turned 5.
So you pretty much missed a lot of their part of their
I missed
life,
the whole
right?
child. I missed raising. Missed raising kids. Period. Because I ended up because I got a vasectomy, so I can't. It's not like we can probably try to have one, me and my wife, but it'll be a whole nother lot of money unless Trump do what he say he gonna do next year, and make it where insurance got to pay for the treatments. If not, it's gonna be a whole nother bag to get a
Do
child.
y'all want more kids?
Yeah, we've talked about because we want a daughter between us. I mean, we want to raise. My thing is, I want to raise a kid in a household with two parents love them unconditionally and see what that'll get.
You
Because a
feel
lot
like
of
you
kids
was
don't get.
robbed from that.
Oh
I
yeah,
get it.
yeah,
You
definitely,
definitely was robbed
I
from
get
it.
it.
definitely,
So
definitely.
if you could say anything to your kids right now, what would that be?
I love them. I'm still here. Yeah. Whenever you want to holler at me, call my number. You want to chop it up? Love you, and that's it. I mean, there's nothing too much more to go into in detail, but that I'm here and my phone lines are always open, and I never tell you you can't contact me ever, no matter what you got in your head. If you got questions, call me. We can talk about it because I'm not gonna bash your mama. I'm just gonna give it to you and tell you my truth, and I'm gonna tell you what was the truth, not just give you my half of it.
And by us talking to kids that's been alienated, that's all they be really want. They don't want that sugar coated bull.
You don't
Yeah,
want
man.
They
that.
want the
Yeah.
real and raw, the truth of what really happened.
Right.
So when that time do come, which I hope that time will come for you soon, that's you just got to pull out those receipts, man, because
Yeah.
they're gonna be asking questions. Cause
Yeah.
cause I'm quite sure they seeing stuff on that end that's not adding up too as well. The
Yeah. I
kids
mean,
don't
I
they
had
don't
that.
stay they don't stay little forever.
Yeah, I had that kind of entanglement with my son. He what, going on 14. He swear his mama don't lie. Oh, he think he could grown man. I can tell who wear the pants in that house because the way he acts and the way he be on social media and acting with them teachers and stuff like that. Yeah, the way he talked to me, I can't say what I wanted to on the phone because I'm not in there, so I won't be assertive as like I need to if I was there. But yeah, he needs some discipline done before the streets catch him. Yeah,
And that's
'cause-
that's the that's
Uh,
the harsh reality of what the outcome can be in these situations. They strip the father, and then they think they can raise or teach a boy how to be a man, and it's not. You teaching him how to be emotional. You teaching him how to be all the things that women are, and then he got to go out in the world and what's that like? Because you
right,
you didn't let his father be a part of his life, and
right.
so this is what we are faced with every day.
Yep. I
man,
mean, it's
that's
the
tough.
condition. It's the condition. That's what they set out to do back in slavery day. With the Lynch letter, they already knew what the program. It's not even just the black household. It's the household. Period. Men not being that. Period.
At this point, what do you think will make her happy? Because do you think it's just about you and your wife? Like,
No,
what
me me
does she
walk
want
me
to
walk
be
me
with
walking
y'all? Like, what's
me
the
walk me
him?
walking me walking that door and
Him?
say let's get back together.
Him? Him? Okay. No,
Oh
maybe
man,
at this point it might be y'all. It might be y'all. You
man,
think
nah.
this is him? She might
Let me
want you
let me
too.
let me,
Especially if you
let me
call
ask you a
her
question. Let me ask you a question. Do you
174
believe in
times.
adamant? So the day that will happen will be the day that literally you will see you will literally see God walk this earth physically, and He gonna come down here and grab your hand, and He gonna say, "I bless you, look, you're my chosen
Look,
one,
if
child,"
if
and
God
walk through the
walking
heaven
this earth,
yourself.
then that mean there's no more. That mean that
There
we
you
ain't
go.
this
There
yeah.
you
Yeah,
So
go.
I
yeah.
get it. I
There you go.
get it.
Sorry.
So you think it's you, huh? You the issue this whole
I
time
mean,
because it just
it's either
don't.
it got to be. I mean, yeah, I don't see unless I drop like $100,000 to it. Probably then maybe
It's
she'll
a
be like,
potato and potato.
yeah,
The new boyfriend. I'm sorry, y'all. The new boyfriend is a total opposite of my husband. I mean, complete opposite. So, in my opinion, she had to settle for that one. So she had to settle for someone versus and I'm sorry, y'all. He missed a big major part. My husband, my boy, him this one took care of her. He paid for nails, paid for hair, paid for she never paid
she
a
she
bill,
never had
never
it.
paid
She's never
nothing.
had a job since
Never
my
had a job
oldest daughter was 2 years
the
old.
whole time she was pregnant, whole time she had kids. So yeah, think about it. When a man leave your house and he's paying for every single thing, and then now you got a choice. You got to go get a job or something, or you got to find
Oh
some other
yeah,
stuff.
she mad man.
He
Y'all look
missed,
this
okay,
is this
he
is
missed
a
that part.
lifelong
He missed
journey.
that part. He missed that part. So there you
Yeah,
go.
because definitely, because when the
I be
kids are
forgetting.
grown now, so there's no reason for it to be still Facebook posters and stuff being made about
At
you with
all.
grown kids.
They still your kids too. Like I don't care what you think you gonna say. This is still this man's kid. He can clap for them. He can laugh for them. Like who are you? Who are
Right,
you?
right.
In her head, those are her children. They're not his. So that's the problem.
Y'all, I just this one is a
That's a tough.
severe case. Like, and this is why we had to talk to you. We want to talk to her so bad. You think she'll talk to us?
Hell no.
Not if she see this first. If she
No,
don't know
she
I ain't had
will.
nothing to do with it, she ain't gonna talk. She might if she think that
Let,
y'all,
let me
I
ask
don't
you
know.
this: if you could change one thing out of this whole situation, if you could do it all over, what would you have done different?
Well,
Oh shit.
I mean, being truthful. I mean, for real, like
Right.
because it wasn't never like okay, like we just fell in love initially, and then it was apples and peaches for a year or two. No, we had sex. I would have just did what I did because I wouldn't have went down that. That's what started that route. Guilted me into being a father when I wasn't ready mentally. I don't care what age I was, I still wasn't ready, and I told her that. So it just it's my. I should have, yeah, I should have just yeah, I should have just not had sex with her. Went out on that date.
Is there any way you feel you could have handled the situation better once you decided that you were going to be with your wife? Do you think that it could have been anything
No,
that you could have done to make it go differently?
no, it couldn't because I already had prepared my wife for what it was going to be with this situation. Um, even beforehand, even before we got down this road, even with people I knew before I even ever met my wife, I already too. That was kind of my issue. I couldn't leave it alone because it was like, damn, I don't feel like going through this mess if I leave her alone and don't be with her. I got to deal with this, and it was like
I didn't believe him.
it
I
was
didn't
gonna
believe
come
him.
to a head. Like I told her, yeah, I told her it
I
was
didn't
gonna
believe
come to a head. Like if I didn't, you know what I'm saying, just try to get her to be done with this. That was the whole point of getting her to be done with the situation. If she didn't get done with it, it was just she got done with it in a bad way, and she went hell in high fury, and it went to hell. Because like I said, I got the receipts. I got every email dating over a decade back when she used to tell me this when my wife wasn't even around. I got the emails and text messages and everything.
All right, let me ask you. I guess this one last question, unless you got something else to ask. Take us back to y'all wedding day. Your wife have mentioned
him. Oh
on
shit. I knew he about to go there. I knew he about to
We
go there.
got to go there because there's a lot of stuff that we ain't even really touch on. But
yeah.
Mhm.
Take us back to that day when y'all got married. What was that like for you? What was running through your head?
Oh man, look, I was nervous because it's marriage. Like it's you going down the aisle, but I was happy. Like I got to that day, it was everything. Besides
O-
being nervous walking down that aisle, didn't want to mess up and look something crazy because we were on live. Because
Okay,
we got to.
but I'm
the
talking.
baby
I'm
mama
talking about your baby mama.
Oh, see, I didn't even
attempts
think
to.
like I didn't know nothing about it until my partner told us later. I didn't expect that she would have the balls enough to even come in the vicinity. I didn't even know she would even know where it was happening or she would even pull up. Like that was the craziest thing when I heard. I said that she was actually down the street sitting there, had some girls in there. Do you not know my family? She knew my family members. Like
Man, that is
they
That is
crazy.
were.
pure desperation. Like that really sums up the whole everything. Because if this man is a deadbeat and he's not doing what he's supposed to for his kids, why would you care that he marrying somebody? Why would you want to fight somebody that he's marrying? Why would you even be there?
If
Yo, it makes no sense.
hey
It's the
somebody
total opposite
It,
of
somebody
everything you
that
said.
somebody that beat you,
well,
some
I do got to say my part, like with that, because unintentionally I did ask my wife to marry me on her birthday the year previous. Yeah,
He missed that part too.
yeah, because I didn't do
Wait,
it.
so did y'all get married on your baby mama's
No,
birthday?
no, we did it. We got married in March in springtime, but I asked my wife to marry me on her
On
birthday
his baby mom birthday.
because yeah, on my baby mama's birthday, but I didn't do it
So,
intentionally. It just
so
it
I
was
don't
just
care if you did
I
it on
didn't do it on
purpose.
purpose though.
So what?
I didn't do it on purpose. It just happened to fall that way.
Who
So no, he
cares
proposed.
about
okay, so
Okay,
see
no,
what
it was
so
his.
so
You
you
know,
did
it
that.
was his birthday. It was his birthday weekend. Their birthdays are 3 days apart. So it was my husband's birthday weekend, but their birthday weekend is the same weekend. If you get what I'm saying. So it was technically his birthday weekend. He proposed to me, but it happened to fall on her birthday. If that makes any sense. If you look
he
at the
can
calendar.
he can do
Oh.
whatever the hell he wants to on her birthday. Who
I know.
cares about her birthday?
What you
Hey,
Well,
mean?
That's what
remember?
her man to
Hold
worry
up, hold
about.
on. Let me.
well,
But wait, he forgot a key fighter part two. She found out
Yeah,
because his brother
yeah.
called her right after he proposed. He went outside and called her to tell her that he just proposed to me on her
That's
birthday.
why I told
That's
you.
how all this stuff
It's
started.
a lot
come
of cliff
That's
on,
notes
some
in here.
bro.
that's some messy
Man, hold
business.
on,
Yeah,
bro. What you
yeah.
on, bro?
Because
That's
he
that's
he was he
man
was.
law.
Girl,
But look, he
stupid.
was mad because her best friend is a dude, and I'm real tight. I'm a Mason, and he's a Mason. We real tight just because we both traveled them roads. But I gave the ring I was proposing to her with to him, so he was hot that I didn't give it to him. But we never just had that click tight relationship like that. That was a mental thing for me. Like me and her best friend as a male had more bond than me and my blood brother. So it was like I wanted to make it, it meant something to
So
me.
it
It
was
wasn't
some
just getting married.
jealousy there. Some
Oh yeah,
jealousy there.
it was a
So he
lot.
was trying to
But
tear
him
down.
calling your baby mama does what? That's what I'm trying to
I
figure
get
out.
so I think a lot of times it was him thinking he was hurting me because he had jealousy behind it, but he would never. I think that would make him madder because I would never get mad at
But yeah,
So
nothing
do
they
the
do.
kids have a relationship with him?
Nah, they don't even talk to him.
because
My
your
sister,
kids is the
my
one that
blood
call.
sister, has a relationship with my baby mama and my kids. Me and my sister don't talk. I hadn't talked to my sister since my daddy died, right before our wedding, in 2019.
How convenient is that? And that's another thing.
Yeah.
Just being, connected to family when they know people are at odds
This is
and
what
make
they
it
do.
about the kids, but that's not the motive. It's to get as many people on their team of bullshit as
Yep.
they can. It's
Yep.
it's ridiculous.
And your family, and I'm not trying to shoot no shots. The ones that are in between of it, they was supposed to get up out of there a long time ago. Cause
Oh yeah, you right.
what that do is send a false sense to everybody around you and to your baby mama. She's know what she's doing because she's using the kids as pawns. She's doing the same things that she's trying to do to you, to your family, and they falling for it. So
Yep.
now it's looking like, oh, he's the deadbeat. It's just helping her narrative.
Yep. Helping her
Yeah.
narrative.
So for everybody that's listening, if you got somebody
Family,
that's going through this or being alienated, man, you just stay out of it
stay out
because
of it.
they shouldn't see you if they can't even see their daddy. Point
Right.
blank period. They should have stood
It
behind you.
makes no sense. Like it makes
Yeah,
no
'cause
sense at all.
they don't feel that's like common sense. And then when I got something to say about it, it's like,
Now he got
oh
an
yeah,
attitude.
now I got attitude. But come on, now I
Right,
don't get
like oh
mad.
he's talking about it. He just mad because he still want me. Like
Yes,
what?
Right,
that's what she
What?
always
No, he
says.
want
right,
his kids. Like
That's
he want
that's
to see his kids. Like these
right.
people,
Yeah.
like I said and I said again, and we gonna say a million times, a million more times. It is a mental illness, and these people need to seek professional help. They
I'm
have
gonna tell
nothing but enablers around them, nothing but liars around them, nothing but people that sit up and afraid to tell them what it is, and it's just
another thing I
crazy.
forgot to tell you too. Like she messed up with them so bad because when I worked for Delta, right? I worked for Delta for 5 years. I even told them that I would put my kids on the free flying and give her the info to let them so they can travel and see the country while I was with them. Oh no, she wouldn't even do that. It ain't had nothing to do with me. Only if she could fly. She stopped them from flying around the country because she couldn't fly. And I tried to put them on the free flying and everything. They could have flew anywhere they wanted to for 5 years straight. They don't even know they could have did that yet. I ain't even had a chance to tell them.
Well, when you do, let us know because I want to see their reaction
Yes.
because I know you
Yeah.
got the receipts because they need to
Oh
know
yeah.
that.
me
They
too.
need
Have,
to know it all
have you ever
Oh
when
yeah.
they get older.
tried to
Definitely.
send them any articles or educate them on
Oh
what
yeah.
parental alienation is?
Yeah, but she's like the warden.
She manages
Yeah,
it.
she manages everything. So
The
it gets
war.
intercepted. Yeah, it's intercepted like the CIA on the wire or the DEA trying to come after me. It gets intercepted on the phone tap.
At some point, that's gonna backfire because I mean, when your kids get grown, they kind of grown. So for you
Right.
to be so invested in what they're doing when it's regarding their dad and they grown, you're gonna look crazy. And they're
Yeah.
gonna remember everything that they had to go through, and it's gonna register. Don't ever forget that we talk to people who were alienated as kids and they're adults now, and half of them
They
don't
don't
even
even
talk to their
they don't
mom.
even have a relationship
Right.
with their mom.
They have
That's
figured
crazy.
it out. And so we just respect you for the simple fact of being truthful and being transparent because a lot of men won't talk. They won't admit that they just had to throw their hands up because they
Yeah.
already know people want to look at them like they the bad guy. But when you
Yeah.
got receipts and you got things that is gonna back up why you chose to do that, it's
Yeah.
really nothing to talk about. And then you still even trying to this day. So if you don't want to say that she the deadbeat, we already know what everybody that's viewing gonna say about this case because it's just so severe. It's ridiculous.
I got one other thing. I always say I had this my last question. I come with like five more.
All right, ask some more
But
questions.
I'm just trying to dive deep because you never know
Who's watching?
who's watching and who's going through what.
Yeah.
And you said something that kind of hit home with me. You said you got to the point where you was finna unalive yourself, right?
Hmm.
What advice can you give a man that's going through that and just dealing with these emotions or something that's been going through parental alienation? Like, what can you give him? Like, how did you make? I know you said that your wife and your other kids played a significant role in helping you, but
Hmm.
what were some things you did for yourself to get you out of that?
Mindset.
Yeah,
Find somebody with a degree to talk to, a therapist, psychologist. You got to talk. Us as black men. Period. We have a lot of trauma embedded in our DNA, even from ancestors. So it's things that we battle we don't even know about, and unless you start unleashing and talking about that, it's gonna harbor. It's gonna pass on from generation. It's gonna haunt you in your sleep when you dream. It's gonna be there, and you ain't gonna know what to do. And it's gonna be so bad that you take yourself out. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. You got to talk to somebody. Like we're taught growing up that talking to people about what you feel is so feminine, so emotional. You know what I'm saying? They try to make it so like you fruity because you want to talk about and cry, about what you got going on. But nah, you got to talk. You got to get it off of you. You got to get it off you so you can feel better. You have to. Because I didn't talk for shit. I would not talk about it for the longest. Pent up, quiet, not even say nothing about it. I got to the point where I learned how to bury it, push it down, and it got to the point where you can only bury so much trash where it comes out the surface. I don't care how deep you go.
hmm,
And she found me a therapist that I connected with, one that just wasn't too far left, too far right, just one straight up the middle.
What was your breaking point?
Mm, let me see.
that's a good question.
That's a good question.
Ooh, I haven't had. I don't think it was one breaking point. I think it was multiple mini explosions that layered up that cracked the foundation. I don't think it was just one thing that just blew it up. It was just everything together, just everything building up, everything just crashing left and right, everything around, and it just eventually got to a point where it's like I'm tired.
Pressure.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That
Yeah.
makes
Because
sense.
because oh, all right, and then what was the hardest thing for you to deal with as far as the parental alienation? I know not being able to see your kids, but what was that like?
What
Like,
was constantly on your mind,
yeah,
like on a day to day? Like, what was it that you wanted to know and couldn't? Or
just walk us through a day of yours. You
Man,
wake up,
wanted to. I mean, wake up. I mean, the things I wouldn't really think about it because, like I said, I would push it down so much. I wouldn't think about it until I saw another father with his kids. I would see. My biggest thing was I used to hate that I never got to raise my daughters. I never got to be the one to say you ain't finna date this boy. I get to meet your boyfriend. I get to take you to this dance. I get to take you to this place because it's a father daughter. So when I would see things, those would be the things that I would see that would trigger an emotion out of me. My one son, I get to, take him to games. When I had season tickets for the Hawks, take him to the Hawks game when he was older and could actually, you know, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be little things that I see because I was good at like pushing it down until I actually see somebody doing something, or even on TV. If I see something that strikes an emotion, it brings it up.
yeah.
what about Father's Day?
That was a big day, but I would push it down because I wouldn't have to deal with it because my boys here would do such a great job and my wife to show I'm appreciated as their father. So I didn't have to deal with it. It's tough. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So how do you deal with it today? Now that you,
Well, now it's like I accept the place I'm at. Like now, I mean, we meditate. Um, yeah, my wife hit up my son for Father's Day and had bought tickets to an event and was trying to get him the tickets and not. and making it where she wasn't trying to put herself in the situation, just do something to surprise me and have it where we could have went somewhere for Father's Day because I haven't ever spent the Father's Day with him. And that was a whole ordeal that blew up because my baby mama got wind of it. But um now it's just, I mean, I
That's
found peace.
crazy.
Like I'm peace. Like I found peace. Like we found peace. Our household is peace. We don't let bad energies in our house. We don't be around negative energies. We learn how to appreciate where we are in the universe, and we just know peace. I mean, if it is supposed to be, it will be. If it's not, it's not meant.
Okay.
Well said.
Well,
Well said. We appreciate you
yeah.
for
Appreciate you.
opening up to us. I know you said that you never did
Yeah,
this before, so we feel honored. Somebody definitely will see this and understand everything you talked about, understand what they possibly need to do, where they at with it. And so for that reason alone, this is huge, right? We thank your wife. I know she ain't on the camera because she got up on it. But
Oh, I
like
didn't
we
even
said,
see that. So that's what
yeah,
they
that's
was
what they
talking about
was
her
talking about.
earlier. I was
Yeah.
like, what is they talking
She hopped in
about?
the camera
Oh,
and she,
somebody saw my bonnet on there. Oh,
yeah,
y'all
they
better,
said don't,
Man,
they said
forget
don't
that.
come on that
y'all
live with
better
that
edit
bonnet.
me.
You know we don't care about the trolls. You know we
oh
don't care
man.
about the trolls.
Yeah, but
But
that's fine. 'Cause I got 32 inches of a bust down. Don't play with me.
That's what they said right
Don't
there.
play with me. 32 inches.
Oh man. Oh, that's
listen,
what they said.
we approaching a new year and we just, getting
32
set in
inch
our
bust
new
down. Don't
ways.
play.
Look
I
at
was
her.
saying read
Look at her. She had to show them
it.
inches.
I had to show the inches in my hair.
Oh man.
But yeah, we thank y'all, and yeah, keep us posted. Your wife knows she put the stamp on it. Like y'all part of the team. Like she gonna
Definitely.
join and she gonna give her insights because I know she helped you a lot with your legal process with child support,
Oh
just a
yeah.
lot
Definitely.
of things. And
Oh,
so we just thank y'all for
Yeah.
sharing y'all story because that's tough.
Yeah,
It's
man.
tough. We ain't met a couple yet, like close to us, like y'all. So y'all are the ones I
Yeah.
know it's somebody that's gonna be like, oh my God,
I
this is
just want
what we
y'all to
going through.
y'all missed a question. Like I was waiting for y'all to get to. I was only sitting here waiting for y'all asking one question. I just wanted y'all to ask him after y'all get done with him with his. Ask him how does it make him feel for to deal with my situation and how does he deal with that as
At the
well
same damn
at the
time.
same time. That's the only question I
You,
want him to
you
ask.
So
just
the
Because
so
asked.
the
your
reason
husband was
we the
supposed to
reason
ask
we
him that.
didn't let me tell you something about your wife that you already know. She is an energizer buddy. She will keep going and going
yeah.
and going and going.
Yeah.
We can take it to
So
another one. I'm just curious. That's all the question
So
I want.
look, she want us to ask you that question, but she gotta understand that in this interview we didn't touch on her
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
So
you ain't
it's
gonna
not
do
gonna
it
make
then.
sense to the viewers
Yeah.
if we
We can
ask
try
that
to
because they gonna be like, what the hell is they talking about? But for a short little small tip, right?
That's all.
What
Well, we can wait.
what's
We can
that
wait. We can
question?
wait. We can
No, we
wait.
want to know because what we'll do is we'll try to find a way to combine the two so that people can see some of your side of things so they can know what you guys went through with her kid's father as well. That was crazy and chaotic. We didn't want to touch on it because we would have been here for another 2 hours because that's a
Oh
lot.
yes.
And
yeah.
we don't want them to fight either
Yes.
because
Right.
I want you can't say too much to another man. Women can go at it all day, but not
Yeah.
Right.
men.
Right.
But
I mean,
he got a lot of estrogen, so he might be in that category. So
so answer the question. What your wife want to know? How is it for you to have been going through all this crazy stuff, being alienated from your kids, being a good bonus father to her two boys, and now their real father is a problem too on your wife's end, giving her legal troubles and drama and police and chaotic violence stuff.
That's a
How is
lot.
that? How did y'all deal with that? Like,
man, look, a lot of time, and the crazy thing about it was I was never like the dude that will come run up on the baby daddy and stuff like that. I would try to tell him like, bro, come to the crib. I leave the crib if you just mad because I'm with her. I leave the crib. Come to the crib and do homework with your boys. Come kick it. I will dip. I will leave out. I will if you don't want to be around her since you because I already know how bitterness works. If you didn't want her dropping the kids off, I bring them. It's just he just had a problem with dealing with stuff that had to do with me. Like I didn't. I was able to find solace because I watched how she handled it, but I also learned. I learned, like I said, I learned peace. So I was comfortable in supporting her. You know what I'm saying? She supported me for so long. I paid attention to the support. Some people just don't pay attention. And in marriage, you got to pay attention. But pay attention to
Mhm.
communication. So I've learned that going through our marriage. So me watching her do it, I knew how to to bounce it back to her. You know what I'm saying? To see when she was breaking down, when she's going through depression, when she's going through what she's going through. So I mean, I couldn't.
So
I'm a
y'all
man that
learn how to support each other. So
I, yeah,
basically, with going through both of those things, because that's similar to what we experienced. Like we literally had to be balance that out. Like when
right,
I'm crashing out, he like baby, and when he crashing out, I'm like baby. We like picking each other up when the other one falling down, and so a lot of people don't understand that because they don't go through it at the same time. That it
right,
has to be rare, even if it's just us two. I don't think it's just millions of people that can have the same story that we have, and
Mhm.
so I guess it's safe to say, and this don't quote me because this may just be how I see it because on our end it wasn't really about how it was for you guys in terms of how he's not showing up for the kids. I think you just felt like you said earlier, like, dude, like what you going through and how he just making unnecessary problems for himself and his kids are right there. And y'all willing to give him his kids and ain't nobody stopping him from seeing his kids. At that point, it's really not a fight. It,
right.
it's clown activity. Like you don't
Yeah.
have any energy to put into that situation when you can't even see your own kids and then you see a man that's not willing to show up for theirs.
Yeah,
I
he
just
around the
think that
corner.
you just
He was around the corner for years. Around the corner like a hop, skip, and a jump.
right. I
Yeah,
just think you couldn't even
Yeah,
give
that's
that nothing because it's
so,
like, what do we do for people who are really true deadbeats? Like it's nothing we can do. We probably pity them, right? We
yeah,
probably sympathize with them in a sense that get it together because if you don't want to be there for your kids, nobody can make you do that. It's nothing you can do, and it kind of works with bitter baby mothers as well. Like it's really nothing you can do to encourage these people to do better. They
right.
are choosing to be bitter. They are choosing to be deadbeats.
but I
Right.
bet you if you would have said F those kids, she would have been trying to bring them over there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If I'd have been that way from day one, I could have seen my kids all I wanted to see. I know it.
It just don't even make sense, man.
It
The
doesn't.
math ain't never mathing, but again, we thank y'all.
Yeah,
We may have to do a part two because people do be reaching out, and they be want to know questions, and if we didn't ask, we may gotta ask it again. But
yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
let me
work that
know.
out.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. It felt good to talk because
I
I don't
appreciate you
talk.
guys so much. That's why I sat here. I was quiet because he asked me to sit here. I know for all the does she control? No. He asked me ahead of time if I could sit in here. I told him I'm fine, but as long as I be on my phone and I'm not
Man,
paying
Girl,
attention.
you a
you a
wife.
wife,
You a wife.
okay?
You
I
don't
want him
gotta
to
say explain a damn.
like
What you think they saying about me?
What
What
was
you think they saying about
what was
me?
the cartoon when they used to hold her head and then they be swinging? And I gotta do her like that all the time.
But
Like,
how about
they
this is
are.
our
Oh man.
I'm
platform,
trying to control him, but I'm not control. He has
girl?
never talked about it, so I'm happy he finally have a place to talk about it, and it's with another couple, a married couple. He's really specific on that. He's like he didn't want to talk about it with someone that's like a dating, and then they can throw that person away. He wants to that have a union that know what marriage is about.
yeah.
Baby, this is forever.
So,
Right.
like, y'all not going nowhere just because y'all got baby mom, baby daddy issues. Y'all are sticking it out together. So he wanted to talk to y'all. So, I mean, I didn't have to pull his
That's why we do it. We do it for y'all. This is why we do this. And to all the people, the naysayers, and they wanna talk about how I'm sitting behind him on the camera. First of all, we both can't fit in the damn screen how we got it set up. But when we get that new studio presence, baby, I bet you I'm probably gonna be on his lap. So I don't get
I
what
do,
y'all
I do,
saying.
I
I
do,
don't get
I
it.
do got a bonus question for y'all. Now that y'all on here, let me see. How can I word this?
Word it just honestly.
What was the toughest? Now, when did y'all? Because I know y'all was going through the fight since day one, right?
Yeah.
Similar to us. So when did y'all get to the point where y'all can finally just do y'all and grow as a union? Because y'all, y'all been fighting back to
This
back,
year.
the whole
Yeah.
time.
This past
This
year.
year.
Yeah.
This,
This
this
past
year.
year.
We've been together
Yeah.
10 years. This year.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah,
I know it's crazy.
I just
This year.
thought that was very important to
It's
say
very important.
because man, that's one thing me and my wife be talking about. Like, man, we really ain't had no time
Mm-mm.
for each other because we've been fighting since day one.
On
We
Yeah.
both ends.
and I'm just surprised that we even been married this long because I know people that got divorced for less.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
how you know it's real.
It's a
Nah,
struggle.
it's real. We
Marriage
ain't
is
going nowhere.
already hard on its own, but throw in crazy bitch baby mama and stupid ass baby daddy and uh bitter and parental alienation and
Yeah,
psychological damage to kids, and your
and
kids
fix
hate you and they don't want to come with you.
and up
That
to
is a
sixty
lot.
thousand
When you
in
take
lawyer
out
fees.
when you are finally when you're finally at peace, that is when you know, okay, we don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, I don't know what I can say. We don't give a
Yeah, we
f.
don't give a fuck either. So
We
yeah,
don't.
that's
Okay, there you
right.
go. We don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, we had this year.
My
We
mama
made it
fought her
about
kids
us.
going to life.
We made it about us this year. It's about us. And whoever we honestly said to, whoever we had to say it to. This is the first year. No, this is my. Well, I'm always the. He said I'm too truthful. I am. I'm very truthful. Meaning, like, I don't care how your feelings are. I don't give a damn. This is how I feel. So you can take it or leave it. He's the type of person, he sugarcoats it, right? So I'm the one that's like, I'd rather take it down the middle and tell you how the fuck I feel. He's like, well, let me cut this corner real quick because I don't want to hurt whoever. But then I'm gonna curve her back around and go to the. That's him because he's sweet like that. Me, I don't give a fuck how you feel. You can feel how you want to feel about me.
Y'all
I don't
balance each
care.
other out. Y'all
Yeah.
balance
Yep.
each other
Yeah, we
out.
do. And he finally at that point where he's like, listen, this is what it is. I don't give a fuck how you feel no more, baby mama. This is what it's
Cause
gonna be.
I don't argue with
Period.
females, man. I ain't finna argue with no
So
female. I ain't
But
finna go
not
back and
even
forth
that.
with
You
it.
can't even compromise with crazy.
Yeah,
Like you
you
can try to
can.
be nice. You can try to meet their
no.
needs. Wave the white flag. No, no. Gloves is
Yeah.
off. They
He's
been off.
trying, he's
And,
tired.
and,
What's up?
and anybody that any woman or any man or whoever alienate their kids, they is not a good parent. So I don't care what you done did for your
Exactly.
kids. If you done psychologically damage them to hate another person that's gonna love them just as much as you,
You ain't do.
you
We
ain't
don't do
good.
nothing but buy time. That's all we
Right.
do when we try to be okay. We gonna do like this, and maybe we can do that. It's never ending. It's a never ending story. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
thank you
All
for
right.
sharing. Y'all
Y'all have
enjoy
a
the
good
rest of
night,
y'all
man.
night.
And
Happy holidays.
wrap them
You too.
gifts
You
or
too.
whatever y'all gonna do.
And yeah, keep us posted
Yeah.
because I know it's an
Definitely.
ongoing battle,
Yeah.
uphill battle. Tip, you can send me whatever you got.
Oh no,
And
I'm gonna
yeah.
send y'all that proof. I'm gonna send y'all that proof to show y'all we're not lying.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
worry. I sent it to you. I sent it to
All
you.
right.
All right, y'all.
Y'all have a good
All
one,
right.
man.
You too.
You too.